AKA Powders, what is this blurry thing in back of me? Well, guess what? This is the poster that I stared at for my entire youth, given to me by Bill. And who's Bill? Bill was the owner of my local comic shop, my first local comic shop, Rainbow Comics from Blackwood, New Jersey. He gave me a poster just like this. This isn't the one, because I had to replace it. But guess what? Maybe the most influential piece of artwork that I ever experienced my life with. Let's get into it. And we are back. Welcome back to the channel, my AKA Padders. Peter A. DeLuca here, AKA Pad69, and known throughout Philadelphia, PA, Europe, and the vast multiverse as your eclectic one. Not enough of you out there that I know make comic books and make products are making posters. Sure, there's been a couple attempts, but not a real effort. I love that this came folded. I love that I was able to repurchase it as a folded poster. And at the time when I was younger, I loved the idea that this was drawn by ERIK LARSEN. Now, we don't discuss ERIK LARSEN on this channel because he is a choreographer. He changed Savage Dragon into a atrocity, the way he butchered his own title. And then the whole mainstream, the mainstream media, the mainstream everything is just like, okay, ERIK LARSEN, change the Savage Dragon. Force the Savage Dragon to become a corn star in your own book, and let's just all be okay with it. I'm not okay with it. Moving on. Yeah, this poster hung on my door. I had a bunk bed as a child, bought from IKEA. It was the best bunk bed. It had a closet, a desk, a ladder. The bunk was on top, and then it had like this cubby section, almost like storage section, through, and you can actually hang out behind it. And in that time, it was full of Batman toys and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all carded because, whatever reason, Tomart's price guide, it just affected me when I was younger, and I bought nothing but action figures, never opened any of them, later sold them for a really good buck, thank you very much. eBay and vintage nostalgia, boom. But I had this this bunk bed, and I would just hang out at the top of the bunk bed, and this was on the back of my bedroom door, and I would just stare at it. And the detail, and the way how ERIK LARSEN drew the knuckles, and Spider-Man's webbing, and like even here, like all of these muscles here, I still draw them like this to this day. And just being able to have something like this constantly in my life, constantly staring back at me, and I would go, off the bunk bed, down the ladder to the desk, and I would just literally have sketchbooks, a stack of comics, and it's like I would draw and then look back at ERIK LARSEN's Gray Incredible Hulk, or draw for a little bit, turn back, and draw ERIK LARSEN's Spider-Man. And it's just shocking to me because a lot of people acted like when McFarlane left Spider-Man and ERIK LARSEN became inheritor of the throne, which of all the Image guys when they left, Spider-Man did have the best continuity when it comes to artwork. People acted like it was crazy. I loved ERIK LARSEN on Spider-Man, and I still do to this day. We just won't discuss it much on this channel. But this beckoned to me. And then what happens? Life moves on. You move out of your parents' house. The poster just basically gets lost or thrown away. And look, guys, I curated so much of my stuff. I had multiple storage units at one time, and I was buying collections and selling collections. And there's a lot of shops in South Jersey that got their initial inventory through me. But this was one of the items that just got lost in the shuffle, and I always regretted it. And I'm just like, I don't know, there's a side of me that's a little flattered that we live in the world that we live in, and I feel honored because I'm able to purchase this, and I'm able to go to eBay and just wait. And it did take me a while because the high condition versions of this run between $200 to $300. I got this for, I'm not even going to tell you how much because it's criminal how little I paid for it. It came folded. Some of the other ones are already listed to ship rolled, and they don't have any of the tears and crevices. And as you guys seen, because I showed off a little bit of a zoom in here, I'm just grateful to be a part of that. And yes, buying on eBay, knowing how it works, that took me 10 plus years. Becoming like an eBay power user is useful. Knowing how to talk to sellers and even buyers is very useful. The way how eBay works and the collectibles, like in a lot of this channel's content is reliant, believe it or not, on eBay. I'm just happy to kind of have it back. And now when I look at it, the way I can dissect it, the mysteries of this are gone. I can recreate this in a few hours. I can draw just like this. I can use the same materials. This looks like it was colored by Doc Martens. I can identify the actual materials. And as a kid, this was an absolute mystery. And I just feel like when we embark on this nostalgia arc, this retro, whatever you want to call it, that everyone is obsessed with. When you embark on that, you should be able to look back at everything from your youth and know it, like see through it, recreate it, and have the skill set to do it. Now that doesn't mean if you're into retro video games, you have to program your own 16-bit game, 8-bit game, whatever, right? But the spirit needs to be there. And I think a lot of that is missing. And that's a little bit why I'm just like honored and flattered to have this, because now I look at it, and I'm not joking. When I was shooting this to hang it up, I was like a little bit nervous. I was a little bit nervous because I just felt like I was unboxing the Mona Lisa, and it was just going to be a shining light, and it was going to blind me, and I would be in awe again. But the reverse happened. I look at it as a practitioner of this craft, and I just say, well, I can do that. And I feel like that's where the true growth is, and so much of that is missing. And I want a lot of you, the AKAPAD Army, and this is why the AKAPAD Army is different. We pursue that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me share this with you, because it is meaningful. I love you guys, and rock and roll.